This episode of Sports Caffeine is brought to you by Manscaped, who is the best in men's below-the-belt grooming. Manscaped offers precision engineering tools for your family jewels. They obsess over their technology developments to provide you the best tools for your grooming experience. Go to manscaped.com and get 20% off plus free shipping with the code SC2020. Your balls will thank you. And now, Sports Caffeine.
It's time to wake up, recover from last night's mess, and get your fix of sports caffeine. It's time to kickstart your day with the latest sports news and opinions. Get ready. Sports Caffeine is live in 3, 2, 1.
Hello and welcome back to Sports Caffeine. I'm Kaylee Chikoski, your host. I'm here with Chip and Elle Bushman. You know, we're back in the morning. I haven't even had my coffee yet. So how are you guys doing at 8:28 this morning?
What an intro! What an intro! All right. So glad I'm not hosting the show anymore. Hell yeah.
Hey, I've already got my coffee, man. You can't operate. You got to operate. I got to have it next to me.
I've been up since 5 a.m. My dog woke me up, so I took him out to poo and pee, fed him, and I was like, man, I might as well just go to the gym. So I drank some Celsius. I went to the gym. I don't go to the gym in the morning. I actually went to the gym. So I am like jacked up and ready to go.
I drive by mine and I wave and I go, do you guys like my $29 every month? How's the math doing? Is everything good in there?
This is the actually first day I haven't been to the gym at 5 a.m. So thank you, Evan, I'll live vicariously through you going.
You're very welcome. If I can help out the many Americans out there that struggle going to the gym at 5 a.m., you're welcome. Okay.
Thanks. Let's hop right in. The Los Angeles Lakers are NBA champions, beating the Miami Heat in 6. So does this make LeBron James the GOAT?
No.
Has he reached that status? And if not, what else do you want to see from him to make him the GOAT?
Chip, you can start with this.
Why are you wanting me to start with this? This isn't my home area.
You want me to start with this?
No, I got it. No, I think the Lakers traded away a ton to win this title. So, I mean, they got what they wanted. They won a title. The question is now, and I think for LeBron, for me at least, the Lakers didn't get all this together, I think, for one title. I think if LeBron gets another one and then maybe another one, right now I think all the Lakers fans, and maybe I'm wrong because I'm not a basketball or a Laker fan, are going, okay, great, this is what we got him for. This is what we invested in. We wanted a title. Now, I think, me personally, do it again and then do it again. And then it kind of goes into, my thoughts on him being the best.
Okay. Evan?
No,
Big sigh from Evan.
He'll be in that conversation until the end of time, until he dies. But he'll never be as good as Jordan, ever. He'll never be as good as Jordan.
You give him 3 titles, give him 4 titles. You still not putting him? I'm putting him in the conversation. If you can give me 2 or 3 in the Lakers,
I'll put him in the conversation. But he's still out of that top 5. You've got Wilt, you've got Kareem, you've got Magic, you've got Larry, you've got Michael Jordan.
Most of those guys you just named are Lakers, though. So you put him in the same breath as those guys, right?
I'll put him in the same breath. But he's yeah. Thank you, Benny from Facebook. Bill Russell too. So
there you go.
I just don't. The whole conversation about him being the GOAT is to me put him in the conversation, but he won't be in that upper echelon like Jordan is. LeBron now in his career to me is just. I mean, maybe it's been like that his whole career. It's been me. Like with Jordan, it was and we saw this during the Last Dance documentary. It's like I want to win titles. If you want to come with me, come with me. If not, get off my team. Like. Jordan was more team-centric than I think LeBron was. I think LeBron's more about I want to stamp my legacy as the best individual player, when Jordan was I want to be the greatest of all time because I was a good team player. And we saw it in the Last Dance documentary. He was a dick to his players, but that made them even better on the Chicago Bulls. I don't think LeBron's not at that level yet. I don't think unless he becomes a dick to everybody, then no, he's in that outside conversation when it comes to being the GOAT. But the thing is, I think this conversation comes up every single year when he goes to the playoffs and the finals is he the greatest of all time? Like, you can say that maybe for this generation of players, he's the greatest player of that generation. But when it comes to as a whole, no, he's nowhere near that. So, and yeah, Benny says it again. He's a gun for hire. I like this guy. Benny.
Well,
Benny, look at you.
Big mood, Benny in the comments. So not only did they win the title, but LeBron also won finals MVP. And I think it was a little disrespectful not to put Anthony Davis in that conversation with LeBron winning it unanimously. Do you think, if you're Anthony Davis, do you stay with the Lakers, right? You just won a title, but, do you look at other options? Do you look at other teams? Do you look to make a legacy for yourself? Chip, we'll start with you.
I mean, me personally, I want chaos and destruction for the entire NBA. That's how much I like the NBA. So I've been watching the ratings, and we just watched the NBA Finals. I think it was one of the lowest rated individual games. I think the first three were the lowest rated in history. So I hope the NBA is setting their cruising altitude into the ground. But to get back to your question, Kaylee, Anthony Davis, he has the option right now. And do I think he's going to stay? I think it all depends upon what the Lakers are going to tell him, the direction of the team. If I'm him, I'm walking in and I'm going, hey, what are you going to do? Do I just have LeBron? We have no draft picks. We have a little bit of cap room. We're going to have to sign free agents. What's your direction? And then make your call.
I will say this to George. That's why there are opinions. And if you want to differ from those, that's cool with me. I don't care if I'm close. Basketball's not really my strong suit, but that's my opinion. I'm sticking to it. So but
there you go.
For that comment, George. And we've got some more comments coming in. I would like to see Anthony Davis stay, because once LeBron leaves, he wants to pass the torch to somebody. And Anthony Davis is that guy. And he's also going to be an attractive player to bring players to him to play on that Lakers team once LeBron is finally done playing basketball, because I think LeBron's got maybe 2-3 years left at best. So once he's gone, Jeannie's going to try. She wants to have that centerpiece of a team to bring in guys, because you can almost say the Lakers are almost like the Yankees and the Red Sox. They have to go and buy their players, to win championships.
Yep.
That's why they don't have any draft picks now. That's why, they spend all this money to bring guys over is, they can do that. So that's why I think Anthony Davis should stay in the Lakers, and that way he can say, hey, you know what? Why don't you come over to LA and play with me? We'll play for some more championships. But I think after LeBron leaves, there's going to be a ton of it's all done. Yeah, I think the Lakers they'll be done winning championships. I mean, we saw that with Miami. Miami was I think Miami came out of nowhere to me. Like, the Heat with Jimmy Butler, brought them all the way to almost to the promised land. If they had maybe one or two more guys on that team, you'll see the Heat, and we all know Pat Riley, man. Pat Riley's going to make moves to bring guys over to Miami anyway. So look out for Miami next year. I think the Lakers don't repeat next year. They don't.
Interesting.
Totally agree.
Speaking of Miami and those moves, what are the moves? Where are the holes they need to fill to close out the NBA Finals, assuming Jimmy Butler lives up to the same standard next year and they do make it this far? What are those holes? Where are those pieces that they can fill in the offseason, as short as it will be, and over the next few months to kind of put themselves in a better position to withstand the finals?
I like this guy. I like Joy. I like these new comments we're getting from these new viewers. I like these
morning. Yeah,
I like this. I would say bench and the big man. I think bench is where the Heat need to really add up in their depth and everything. So I would say that if they're going to try and make another run next year. And plus, we got to look at it this way. I mean, next year is not going to be this bubble. It's going to be, hopefully, we don't know what's going to happen next year, but hopefully it's going to be a full season where, teams will be able to travel again. It's not going to be inside the bubble. And, the NBA did it right. They had 0 cases throughout the whole bubble. So congratulations to them.
Yeah.
They do get applause for that, because that's actually a good job. That was done.
So I think next year they'll have to, teams will really have to look at it. Okay, we're back to normal now. We have to travel now. Things are going to be back to the way it was. So I would think with the Heat, they've got to add depth and they've got to add a big man to help him out. So
cool.
I totally agree. Yeah, surround your best players with other players that allow them to do their thing, score the points, and make things happen. So. You got it. George. That's right, George. Surround your stars with other stars. Just
got to make some moves.
Got
to make some moves, man.
All right, so week 5 in the NFL. I think I went into it thinking it would be a little bit boring, but it was anything but. A lot of upsets, a lot of personnel changes. We'll jump right in. Obviously, Dak Prescott is the trending topic this week. He's suffered a gruesome leg injury, was carted off. It was very emotional. Where do the Dallas Cowboys go from here with Andy Dalton under center? I mean, can he get it done? Obviously, it's a division where anything's up for grabs. Every week, the lead changes, and they all have losing records at this point. So it's really anyone's game in the NFC East. Can Dallas close it out with Andy Dalton as their starting quarterback? Chip?
I mean, right now they're gonna have to, and they're gonna have to, that leg injury, like you said, Kaylee, when they showed the commercial, and I mean, they came back and showed his ankle and his everything. It was just not good. But they said he came out of surgery and he's good though. But I got to tell you, I don't know if Andy Dalton's ever been surrounded with this much talent before. So, I mean, who knows? He's been a middle of the road type of quarterback when AJ Green was healthy, when he was with the Bengals and they had kind of a running game, and, they can kind of, he kind of got him close and made things happen. So we're going to see. The funny thing is that the Cowboys went out and signed him as an insurance policy. And personally, I never thought you'd ever have to tap into that policy. But we'll have to see. It'll be interesting. He's surrounded with a lot of talent.
I think the Dallas Cowboys are going to be okay, mostly because they're in the NFC least. I mean, right now this division is up for grabs, and we've seen what Andy Dalton can do with little to no
talent.
Yeah, to no talent. I mean, he was on the Bengals for a long time, and his coach was Marvin Lewis. So I think with him being set up with, you've got Michael Gallup, you've got Amari Cooper, you've got CeeDee Lamb, you've got Zeke, who's one of the best running backs in the league. I think the biggest thing that the Cowboys really need to focus on is their defense. Their defense is terrible. Their defense sucks so bad. So that's the thing that's really holding the Cowboys to get on the upper echelon and to really run away with this division. I'm saying upper echelon way too much on this show this morning. I think with the Cowboys is the real main focus is they've got to really do something with that defense, because if not, they're going to keep losing games like they've been losing. And, I got to pose a question. Is Dak the new crying meme now? Has he replaced Jordan, or is that just too much?
No.
Kaylee, we talked about it right before the show, and I'd love you to tap back into our conversation. That was really emotional, and I think it showed kind of the man that Dak Prescott was, that everybody, had that reaction. What do you think, Kaylee?
Yeah, and I think it just shows how much he does mean to Dallas. I think we can poke fun all day. And, his contract obviously is a big question at this point, how that affects, his future in Dallas long term. But I think you see the fans' reaction. You see the league's reaction, other athletes around the league speaking about Dak Prescott. And I think it just shows the respect people have for him. Obviously, he's putting up monster numbers, even though their defense is doing him no favors. So I think obviously he'll be missed. And I hope he recovers. We'll dive into Alex Smith, who made his start later. But, I think there's a lot of respect, for Dak around the league, around the fan base that is there in Dallas, and obviously just around the fan base of the NFL. So, no, he cannot be the new crying Jordan meme.
No,
that would be
I don't think so either.
Completely disrespectful. But like I said, we'll hop back into NFL a little bit later. Right now, we're going to bring in our guest. Trisha Whitaker is a TV reporter for the Tampa Bay Rays, so we're excited to have her here this morning.
Hi.
Yay!
Hi.
Welcome back to the show, Trisha. How are you?
Morning, Trisha.
Hello. How are you this morning? 8:30 in the morning.
Yeah, you guys, you see this birthday.
I
when you ask me to be on the show at 8:30 in the morning,
I texted Trisha last night. I was like, "Hey, would you mind coming on the show?" She's like, "Yeah, anytime." I'm like, "Well, this is kind of last minute. It's like 8:30 tomorrow morning." She's like, "Yeah, sure." I'm like, "All right." It's live video.
Well,
Good sport.
My 98ers shirt for you.
Nice.
Love that.
There we go.
I've seen those all across Twitter. That's the hats and the shirts too as well. So
Yeah, they're the
awesome
best.
job. So Trisha, let's get into the Rays. Are you missing being with the team right now and reporting with them? I know the beer showers you're missing as well, and the champagne showers as well. How does it feel especially after the win against the Yankees, and now we're in the ALCS up 2-0? Are you missing some of this?
Thank you for reminding me of it.
You're welcome.
Paper cut and pour some lemon juice on it. It's horrible. I hate every second of it. I mean, I love watching them be successful. Obviously, I want them to win, but I hate not being there. It's really rough. It was rough all season long, but it's especially rough in the postseason. Like, this is what you play the game for. This is what you have your job for, right? And like last year, obviously the champagne stuff like was awesome, and like, you know, was just the cool. I mean, it wasn't even just about the champagne. It was like, those are a bunch of like young guys who like hadn't been there before. Like they had, everybody was like, act like you've been there. They haven't been there. Like, don't tell them to do that. And so it's been so tough. And I am hoping and praying the next year things will go back to normal, because I do not want to do this again. It takes all the joy away from the game. So.
Yeah, I think we're all in agreement with it too. Like, and I've been talking about this too. Like, you know, let's just say they make it to the World Series. Like, we won't be able to see them live at the Trop, you know, if they make it to the World Series and possibly win the whole thing. If that happens, and it sucks. Like, I have to enjoy this for my TV, where that's fine. But like, you know, going to the World Series, especially with a team like this, it's a once in a lifetime thing. Like, and you won't be able to get to see it live unless you fly out all the way to Texas, which I'm actually contemplating doing. So, you know, it kind of sucks. This whole thing is still in the bubble. So, you know, they're up 2-0 right now. They're going to start Ryan Yarbrough today. Do you like the pitching switch? I really thought Glasnow would be starting today, but they've got Yarbrough going today. How do you like this pitching move that Cash?
Well, not only that, you know, at one point I was like, I heard that Fleming might be the opener, and then you run Yarbrough out after that. But that's
I like that
either. So, as far as we know, that's not the case. You know, Cash, he could do it once. It surprised me a little bit, but Yarbrough, well, his stuff isn't overwhelming. He's an incredibly crafty pitcher. And I'm very confident in them running him out there. And that's not just team talk. I really am. He's been reliable for them for the most part. And yeah, I trust him out there. And plus, like, I mean, you know, you trust the starters, but when you know you have a bullpen like the Rays have, that gives you even more confidence to know that, you know, if something does go wrong, the bullpen can just run in there and take care of it, hopefully. Although last night almost gave me a heart attack.
They certainly like to make things interesting, especially in the ninth inning. I had to take some heart pills and calm myself down because I was freaking out a little bit. So they like to make it interesting. It's fine. I want to talk about the struggles with Brandon Lowe. Like, he was red hot going into the playoffs, and really he's struggled lately. You know, what do you think is his problem? Is it just not focused? Is he just being kind of too nervous about things? What is Brandon Lowe's real problem in the playoffs so far?
So Brandon Lowe,
Lowe. I'm sorry, I get his name wrong.
Okay, it's been drilled into my brain because he doesn't like it when people say it wrong. So obviously during the regular season, he was the MVP, right? I mean, he got the team to where, obviously, you know, it's a whole team effort, but he was huge for them. He did go through, if you remember, that streak during the 60-game season of a couple weeks where he couldn't figure it out at the plate. Maybe it was 3 weeks. I can't remember. And I remember talking to Cash about it. And one of the things that he said was, he was like, I think some of the pitchers have figured him out. And that might be what we're seeing happen in the postseason. Obviously, Brandon Lowe was such a key part during the regular season for the Rays. You know that these opposing pitchers are going to try and key in on him. I don't know. I wish I could be there to interview him and see how he's feeling, because you can, when you have covered a guy for this long, you could sense how he's feeling and what's frustrating him. But that's one of the things that sucks about this situation is I can't be there to, like, this sounds cheesy, but I can't be there to feel their emotions. I can't be there to like, even when they say, oh, everything is okay, I'll get it together, you know how they're feeling. So I'm sure he's very frustrated right now. Brandon holds himself to a very high standard, but I remember during that streak Brandon went through during the regular season when he wasn't doing very well, Cash was like, it's okay. When he gets it together, he's going to get it together. Right. So it's just a matter of him finding what's not working for him at the plate. And then I think that we will see, the Brandon Lowe of the regular season.
Well, we see, you know, Charlie Morton signed a 2-year contract with the Rays. He pitched well yesterday, going 5 innings and throwing 5 Ks, no earned runs. Will we see Charlie next year? Will the Rays pick up his option for the second year, or is Charlie going to say, so long, I'm going to retire, or will he, the Rays not pick up his option for next year?
I remember interviewing Charlie about this before the pandemic happened when we couldn't talk to guys in person. And he basically just said, I haven't decided yet. And I believe that. And we know Charlie loves baseball, but the other thing about Charlie is Charlie loves his family. He loves his family so much. He has the greatest kids in the world. He always brags about them. So I don't know. I mean, I remember him saying one time in an interview, he was like, I don't have to play baseball anymore. It's like, I don't have to. And he's right. He's right. And, we always think of these guys as machines who just go out there and all they do is play baseball. Well, that's not the case with Charlie Morton, especially. He has so many different hobbies. He loves to play the guitar. He loves his kids. He loves things like that. I remember talking to him one time and he was just like, I just miss my family. I miss my family. I just miss them. And when he's at this age and when he's thinking about retiring, you've got to imagine that that's a tempting option to be like, I can just go home and chill with my kids because he's made a lot of money. He'll be fine the rest of his life.
Yep.
It depends. It depends if he gets that competitive itch again. It depends if he feels like he's got more in the tank. Again, I wish I could talk to him in person, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I hope that he's back because I love Uncle Charlie. I love him. He's the veteran of the team. I remember last year, this is my favorite story about Charlie Morton. Last year, when they clinched the postseason in Toronto, all the young guys were going insane, right? They're just going crazy, pouring beer everywhere. Everybody's chugging beer, chugging champagne. And Charlie is standing in the corner with his iPhone, like a proud father, just getting videos of all the guys celebrating because he wanted to take in the moment. And I interviewed him like right then and there. And he was just like, I just love watching these guys. These are young guys who haven't been there. He was like, it brings out a whole new joy for me in the game because he's been there. He was on the mound for Game 7 of the World Series. But that's Charlie in a nutshell.
God, that makes me feel old because I think he's my age. I'm 37. See, I would be partying instead of taking photos. I'm like, dude, that makes me feel
he had a beer in his hand, but okay. He was still, it was very much a proud dad moment. And I thought it was so sweet.
Trisha, before we get out of here, if the Rays, sweep the Astros or they take the series no matter what, will we see any champagne popping and doing any champagne showers at your home?
Oh, for sure.
Absolutely. Okay. Just wanted to know that.
Well, here's the thing, though. Last time when they won the ALDS, I tried to do it myself, and I realized how much I needed the players because I could not get the thing to pop. So I pop it, and it's just like.
Remember, you gotta shake it up and then pop it out.
Yes, okay. I know that now.
Okay, I gotcha. Well, Trisha, thanks for coming on the show this morning. I know it's an early call for this morning show. We're at nights now. We're back to normal to go into the mornings again. So thank you for coming on. You can find her on Fox Sports Sun, Florida, when the Rays resume next year. Hopefully, we'll see you again. And thanks for coming on, Trisha.
Thanks, guys. See you later.
Thanks, Trisha.
Yep. Trisha Whitaker,
awesome.
Everybody. Thanks for coming.
Buddy, it's so great to see her, obviously, El Bushman, outside of the stadium, but also to know that when we would go to games and cover the Rays, to know that she had the inside scoop and knows a lot of these players on such a personal level. So some of the stories and some of the things that she knows is unbelievable. And I know that just from talking with her there, that it's killing her on the inside, obviously, not to be a part of that team right now.
Dude, it's killing me. I'm sure it's killing you. We were at the ALDS last year.
I know. But still, you could just tell. You could see it, that she, and I was going to ask her about her shampoo line. She figured out the alcohol shampoo line. I was going to ask her, but I was like, nah.
Kaylee, she told us that champagne makes the best shampoo.
Does it? That's a good tip. She's a really great Twitter follower. Like anyone who's not following her, I highly recommend you follow her. She's got those great stories for sure.
Yeah.
But I'll have to try champagne. But
she just corrected me. It's actually beer shamphu.
Okay.
She just corrected me.
That makes sense. I'm gonna have to try it. Now I'm intrigued. All right, let's hop back into the NFL. We talked about Dak Prescott. Obviously, Alex Smith made his return 693 days, 17 surgeries later. Alex Smith is back on the NFL field. He is playing quarterback. Obviously, not the plan going forward as far as the starter, but did make his return. I believe we have a clip of it here. L. Bushman, if you want to play
He's
that.
queuing it. It looks like.
Queuing it right up.
Look at that. Look at that. A well-oiled machine here at Sports.
I know.
What do we think? I mean, same time Dak gets an injury when Alex here it is.
Yeah. I mean,
his family was there, his wife and kids were there, like the emotions going through, and then that's a feel good story, man. It sucks that it's the same day that Dak went down with a leg injury, but to have Alex Smith, who almost lost his leg and almost died because of that injury, like that. This is this could be our Manscaped moment.
Beautiful.
Would be this.
Well, I mean, can you imagine that you're suiting up and you know that you're a QB3, and then the starting quarterback, Dwayne Haskins, has the flu, didn't show to the stadium, and then Kyle Allen gets hit. All of a sudden, Alex Smith had no plans, wasn't even doing anything to prepare for this game, and all of a sudden he's the guy. I wish we could grab him just to ask the feeling. He's been a quarterback in the NFL for years. I bet instantaneously, butterflies. I mean, and all of a sudden you're the guy again. You're the one that's thrust into the limelight. So, but also Aaron Donald, what did they get after him 5 or 6 times? And those first series or two, they were all over him. So
we got it. Oh, good old Zane, our old board operator at
Zane.
Wow.
Sports. There used to be shampoo widely sold in the 70s, and he's called Body on Tap. The shampoo bottle was shampoo. Thank you, Zane. Thank you, Zane.
That's a good
Zane.
We missed Zane from Fox Sports, our board operator,
yes,
from our previous show. So awesome.
So staying with the Washington football team, Kyle Allen will remain the starter going forward as long as he's healthy. Do you trade Dwayne Haskins?
Oh, Bushman, you take that one, buddy. I can't even.
Thanks a lot. You know what? If he's become the odd man out, which he clearly has, I mean, I'm sure there's a few other teams that could use him as a backup here and there. I mean, the Jets could maybe use him. Yeah, I mean, I would dangle him out there. I mean, if they're gonna roll with Alex Smith, but I mean, you kind of want to have him there as a safety net because you never know. Alex Smith could take another hit. Yeah, and Kyle Allen's hurt too as well. So I would say just keep him in there for right now. And if teams start a calling, listen to some offers and see what up, because I think he's almost like a Josh Rosen type. He hasn't really been given a chance to really, become a quarterback because he's changed systems like 2 years in a row. So I don't think he's had time to develop. So you never know. We might see him on a practice squad like Josh Rosen is with the Bucs. So if I would say no for right now, but I would listen to offers.
Interesting.
I don't think anybody's going to offer. I mean, Kelly, you don't think anybody's going to offer for him?
No.
Kaylee
said it best on Sunday. Ohio State quarterbacks don't do well in the league. They don't. They just don't. That's proven they don't.
They don't.
I'm trying to think of any that have really done well, and none are coming to the top of the head there.
Because there aren't any. Okay. Speaking of quarterbacks too, Jimmy Garoppolo was also benched following 2 interceptions, making his comeback after an injury. They lost big time to the Miami Dolphins. They're looking like any chance of returning not only to the Super Bowl, but even the playoffs at this point is long gone for them. Do you get rid of Jimmy Garoppolo? You don't owe him anything guaranteed after 2020. You're kind of off the hook. He signed a contract, but you can definitely trade him. What does his future look like with the 49ers?
Dude, that's right for them. for 49ers, they're searching for something. And it's so funny to me that they don't have a quarterback, but last year the defense they had was unbelievable. And now that's different. So everything now has been exposed. And so now, and I mean, let's not forget the injuries on their team in the first couple of weeks were traumatic, dude. I mean, they were all over the place. So
wasn't he benched because he was injured though? Like he played and then he got injured and then they benched him.
He sailed some interceptions. And I mean, they're talked about on ESPN, and you saw some of the Twitter feeds that he has a high ankle sprain, which is something on a quarterback. If you're planning and throwing, you don't plan as hard, so you don't follow through, so you sail the football. And that's what he was doing. So, but also, I think part of it was, Miami was in the backfield the entire time. So they wanted to give him some more time maybe to heal up. But
I say you dangle Jimmy Garoppolo out there and listen for offers for draft picks. because if they keep going the way they're going, Trevor Lawrence could be the answer.
And
Yeah.
be careful. You might now. What about Dallas? If Dallas, Jerry Jones goes nuts and goes, all right, Andy Dalton, you play one game and they get blown out. Does he go, all right, this is not
we're
the guy?
tanking.
Is everyone tanking? Everyone's tanking for Trevor. I mean,
it seems like it.
I don't know. The Falcons are in the lead right now. They don't have a general manager. They don't have a coach in Raheem Morris. But
I mean, imagine if San Francisco really tanks the rest of the season, you pair up Trevor Lawrence with Shanahan. I mean, that's almost like a match made in heaven. I mean, you've got young coach with a young quarterback you can basically develop and mold into the guy that you want. I mean, that could be a perfect match for them. And they got weapons on that team. I mean, even though they've been hurt pretty much all season long. So it wouldn't be bad. I mean, John Lynch is a smart guy. He's been, named executive of the year a couple times, once already. So I think if John Lynch looks at this as an opportunity to go, okay, we may have to suck this year to get the quarterback of the future. Might not be a bad thing.
Well, tell me this then. Take salary cap out of it. Tell me what you guys think about this. The Falcons looking to get draft picks, take Matt Ryan, throw him to the Niners back with Shanahan, who we worked so well with, and got multiple first-round picks coming back.
I like that.
Yeah.
Put that on Twitter. Put that on Twitter.
Yeah. Squat on that take before it happens. So
I don't think that cap-wise they could do that, but they could use an older quarterback that knows and could get him over the hump.
I mean, he's got what? He's what, 34, 35?
Yeah, I think he's been in the league now 12 years. 12.
So he's relatively about 3 or 4 years left, and then that could help. That could help the Niners. That's not a bad deal.
Yeah,
it's not. It's not.
I like
before we go, let's hit on the Falcons. We have to. Big story. Like you said, Dan Quinn's out. Thomas Dimitroff is also out, which was a little bit shocking considering his role in drafting Matt Ryan. He's been relatively successful. The team has been pretty stable and consistent, give or take a few seasons. But who are you looking to target if you're the Falcons as a head coach? And what's more appealing, Houston or Atlanta right now?
Oh, man. I'd have to say Atlanta because at least I think their offense is better. Obviously, they have more playmakers. They still have Julio Jones. And I think their defense, they do have some younger guys that should bloom hopefully into good football players. But I think Atlanta is more attractive for coach. I mean, Eric Bieniemy and also Robert Saleh. I like both those guys. As far as the GM position, I mean, that's something you'll have to do some work on and look for. I think Rich McKay right now is the acting GM, so he'll make those decisions. But the Falcons are going to have to do their homework, and I think they transition to a younger scheme, younger, team and a younger guy. That's kind of what the NFL's been doing, over the past couple of years, general managers, coaches, things like that. So hopefully they do that. But yeah, the rebuild is on. Thank God. So
I would say the most attractive out of those two is the Falcons. I mean, the Texans, I would say far, far away from. Even though you got Deshaun there, who's, your franchise guy, they've got nothing else. Like, you can't protect them with an offensive line like that. Their defense is always suspect. I would say if I'm a head coach or a head coach candidate, I want to be going towards Atlanta because you've got so much talent on there and you've got so much to really work with. And Arthur Blank's going to be signing checks all day about, okay, who am I going to bring over? And I think Eric Bieniemy would be the perfect guy for that coaching job. Would be the Atlanta Falcons. I mean, he's relatively still young in head coaching years. I mean, he's 51 years old, but at his resume now, he's the offensive coordinator for the Super Bowl champions, Kansas City Chiefs. He's been working with Patrick Mahomes. So think about having that offense. Who you really need an offensive head coach to go to that team. You really need some guy like that to come over there to really turn that whole thing around. So I would say Bieniemy would be the best fit for Atlanta. Would be for the head coaching job. Hopefully he can get over there. I would think he deserves a head coaching job anyways. I don't know why he hasn't been a head coach yet.
I think the Falcons will be the most sought after job at the end of this year, probably.
Yeah. The least would be like the Jets would be the least one, and also the Texans too. I mean, they're dumpster fires.
Yeah, for sure. And I also think that there's a chance, opening the GM door for something a little bit similar to what the Texans had with Bill O'Brien. Obviously not that much of a dumpster fire, but a coach who can come in and get a little more control over the system without having a GM kind of hovering over. But awesome. Any final thoughts from you two on our Tuesday morning show before we sign off?
It's great to be back in the mornings, man.
Yes,
I like
this
it.
was
I
good.
love it.
Also, loved the Las Vegas Raiders. Stepping up to the plate and giving the Chiefs the first loss in almost a year.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of love
I
it.
don't know if I love it, but I like the surprise factor for sure.
I love John Gruden on the sidelines. He had like a full face mask after getting fined like $100K. He wore it the whole time. It was great.
My final thought would be Game 3 tonight for the Rays and Astros tonight at 8:40.
Braves won last night. Yeah.
I want the Rays to win Game 3 because I will be at Ferg's tomorrow night for the Game 4, hopefully the clinching game. So if they win tonight, I'm going to Ferg's. You come with me, Chip?
Yeah, we might be able to talk. We talked into that maybe.
I'll drive you. I'm doing Sober October, so I'll drive you up there.
Oh boy, now that's even more fun. Now
DD,
you're twisting the arm a little.
All right, guys. Thank you for tuning into Sports Caffeine. I love the morning crowd. A lot of engagement.
Yeah,
So
a lot of good.
Me too.
Yeah,
I love it.
Good talk, good feedback.
yeah. Good comments, guys. Thanks. Keep them coming. Catch us on Twitter at Sports Caffeine 1, on Facebook, YouTube, and FanStream Sports at Sports Caffeine. So that's it for this week. We will see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to another episode of Sports Caffeine, available for streaming on FanStreamSports.com and FanStream Sports, the app.